Chapter 12 from the Kingdom of Wishes. A curious thing happened at Asha's home. Sebastian was at his studies when he saw a crystal ball floating through the woods as he looked out the window. It grew closer and closer until it passed through his window right in front of him. Before he could catch hold of it, it dissolved into his body. Suddenly, he remembered how he had always wanted guitar lessons, but his mother refused, saying they could not afford it. He had begged her to the point of distraction, and she insisted he give his wish to Magnifico so he would forget about it and she would never hear of it again. For although they had the basic necessities of life, it bothered her she could not give her children a little more. Now that he remembered, he decided to ask her again. She was at the mirror putting on her best clothes and packing her basket. "Are we going somewhere?" "Yes, Asha should have been home an hour ago. We are going to the castle to inquire." "Can't I stay home?" No, absolutely not. You're too young to be left by yourself." "Oh, Mom, I'm almost 10. I promise I won't open the door for anyone but you and Asha. When you're 16, you can stay by yourself." 16? That would be forever. Please? No. You're coming with me, and I don't want to hear any more about it. Sebastian sighed. He knew his mother loved him, but sometimes he wished she wouldn't be so grumpy. As they approached the city, he waited until he sensed she was in a good mood. "Mother, if it's not too much to ask, could I have guitar lessons this year? I'll work to pay it off." "Honey, you're still in school and you have chores to do." "I could do my music and get my chores in school done. Please." A faint smile crept across Sakina's serious face as she looked at her little son. "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put it on trial for a month. When we get to the castle, I'll ask one of the court musicians if he would be willing to give you lessons for a very small fee. Since he already lives in the castle, all of his benefits are met, so I doubt he would charge much. If you can balance your music with your work for a month, then you can have lessons for good." "Oh, thank you, Mama," said Sebastian, hugging her. "I'll get it all done, I promise." When they reached the great doors of a castle, they were greeted by 10 guards with spears. "Halt! What is your business?" said the captain. "I'm here about my daughter. She works here and hasn't come home." "We have a curfew. No one is allowed in or out until further notice by order of the king." "Where is he?" "He is away on a special mission. If your daughter is a servant, I am sure he will give you a hearing when he returns." "Go and ask the queen to give me an audience," said Sakina. "She knows my daughter and will surely understand. Tell her my name is Sakina and my daughter is Asha, and I am worried for her as she has not come home." 2 of the guards looked at each other. "Wait here." The queen received Sakina and Sebastian in the anteroom adjoining her private apartment. There they heard the doleful tale of Asha's recklessness. Sakina sighed and buried her face in her hands. "Why would the king take my daughter on a search for a dragon?" "He wants her to help him set things right," said the queen. "It would be easier for him to do it on his own, but he wants her to make restitution." "But surely there must be some other way he could punish her without putting her life in danger." "There are times when I have questioned his methods as well, but I have been with him through many dangers. I helped him build the kingdom. It has served as a haven for many who have fled the rule of foreign tyrants. He has kept Rosa safe from those who would wish to add it to their empire by force. I am his wife and his best earthly companion, and therefore I must take his rule on faith." Sakina shook her head. "Oh, Asha, why did you do it?" "She did it for me," said Sebastian. "My wish came floating through the woods and dissolved inside of me. Does this mean you will take it away again?" Amaya looked at the little boy. Her heart went out to him, for she could easily understand why Asha broke the law for his sake. I don't know. That is for the king to decide. I know it sounds unfair, but when you're older, you will understand. My mother says that a lot. When I'm older. Well, maybe I can explain it to you. What did you wish for? To learn the guitar and become a minstrel. Well, you gave your wish to the king because you didn't want to work it out on your own. No one forced you. It was your decision. No, it wasn't. My mother wanted me to give it to him. All right, then it was your mother's decision. When you become a man, you'll have more freedom. Until then, you must abide by her judgment. In a way, it is the same with the king. We abide by his judgment. He has to find out all he can about the person behind the wish before he can grant it, because not everyone is good at heart. What if you wanted to become a musician so you could write songs to inspire people to cheat or steal or take a woman in the wrong way? Oh, well, I can explain to the king I never do a thing like that. I'm sure you wouldn't, and he might believe you. Likewise, he might not. He doesn't know what you will become when you are a man. Your sister took 5 wishes and set them free without question because she believed all wishes should be granted. One of them is a man who wants to become a dragon. She is with the king now, helping him retrieve the wishes before they can be fulfilled. Now do you understand? A little. Sarah, the queen turned to one of the maids. Find a room for Sakina and Sebastian. I wish I could send you home, but the king said no one is allowed to enter or leave the castle until either the wishes are retrieved or the dragon is destroyed. I made an exception for you because you are Asha's family. Thank you, your majesty, said Sakina. The queen went to the chapel inside the castle. It was a beautifully furnished room with golden icons and stained glass windows. Every spring, flowers were brought to decorate the altar. She looked up at the images of the saints, closed her eyes, and held her stomach. Please, she whispered.